So, Amon, I got to ask you. Pete's been saying on the show, we you know how much stuff we do about Josh Moore, JoJo Trader. I mean, all the other guys. We do it every time. And Pete's been saying both on the shows we do with you and off those shows. He says Tony Johnson, don't sleep on Tony Johnson. Fine wine, Tony Johnson, the old man in the room. And then he shows up and has a big game, not just catching the ball, but running after the catch, doing his thing. So after all that talk about all these highly touted young guys, what do you see from Tony Johnson in this game against
Oh man, it's he's one of my best evals, man. One of my best. Hold on, I'm trying to find the tweet. Hold on. When I find it, I'm gonna put it under one of you guys' posts, the CanesInSight, because only thing I know is that watching film, I was big on Tony Johnson. I said he's an older player, played a lot of ball, a lot of different conferences or whatever the case may be, different teams, different systems. But every time you look, like he's a really good route runner, really good hands. He's not the fastest guy, but he just knows how to play the position very well. Now we're seeing, at least last game, like you have a guy who can actually play on this level. Like he can play ball for Miami. He can be a guy that can give you that 300-400 yards as like a third receiver or fourth receiver, whatever case may be. Because I'm the type of, like, how I see it is like, look, Malachi Tony is Malachi Tony, right? I think we all know that. But you still can help Malachi Tony out by having another guy, at least in the slot, that can come in and at least give him, I don't want to say a break, but can come in and there's no real like significant drop off at that position. That makes sense. I think we saw last game, they're both are playing slot. We went spread, both those at slot. I think you get a little bit more creative and you can really open up the offense by having another receiver become a little bit more productive, be reliable for Carson Beck. Because you can't just key in on Malachi Tony every single play as a quarterback. Like it's just not realistic, right? And you got to help the quarterback in this situation. So I love what I saw from Malachi. He led the team in receiving yards, so I can brag in the group chat about that because I told him he's a good player. So I like his game, man. He's not like your small like slot receiver. He has pretty good size. I think he's like 6 foot, 5'11", 6 foot. He got some mass to him. Good route runner. I mean, I like what I saw. And I do think that gave the staff confidence to kind of keep him in that rotation going forward. Because that's kind of what this becomes, right? When you go out there, you make a few plays, they're like, okay, we can lean on you. Like, you know what you're doing, where you're supposed to be, you're making those plays. But so I think we'll see a lot more of them going forward. I think that was kind of like, I wouldn't say coming out party. I'm not going to, go full on jump the gun, but I think you're going to see him in a rotation pretty heavily going forward for sure.
Joel saying Tony Johnson on Storm Sessions was great. Young man's locked in on life. Yeah, I interviewed him for University of Miami Storm Sessions on the official YouTube channel, and he was awesome, man. Just like they said, he was a walk on. He was an academic walk on academic scholarship football walk on at FAU, and then going from there. So mentality wise, and how much of a difference does it make? Because he really waited his turn. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes after this. But I agree. I think he's going to get some more carries now, or more targets. Sorry, now that he's shown it. But to wait his turn as a veteran who transferred in from Cincinnati's in the top 25, and he was a pretty key guy there. Like, what does it say about his maturity level to kind of stay locked in and wait for his opportunity?
That's why it's important to have those vet guys in the room, because someone like Tony Johnson understands that college football, at the end of the day, the best player is going to play. And unfortunately, he transferred in and he's had to be behind the best slot receiver in college football. Or you can argue with freshman, senior, whoever, it ain't who many people better than Malachi in that slot, if not any, right? So it's just unfortunate the way the dominoes fell, just transferring in as a senior guy, right? But that experience has allowed him to like have the respect and tip his hat and understand that it's about the team. What gives us the best chance to win? And Malachi Tony starting and doing what he's doing is that. And if he has to play a lesser role, like, that's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, man. It's a lot of football, and the goal at the end of the day is to win. I know all the guys trying to go to the NFL, right? And everyone gonna get their opportunity. So I think he's the type of guy who's just gonna make the most of the opportunities he do get. And We saw it last game. He got in, I think, Louisville game. It wasn't even no pass plays, but he got in a few snaps, I believe, and just trying to maximize those little opportunities you do get. I think that's what we're seeing. And in turn, you get rewarded by more playing time, more life in the offense from like a Tony Johnson in particular aspect of things. So
I got a number for you, Amon.
Talk to me.
22. You know what that is?
Let me guess. Is that the number of yards Malachi needs?
No. I'm not. No, I'm not.
Hey,
no, I was gonna say it's becoming easy for him now. If it's only 20 a game, then he doesn't need them anymore. He still needs to keep up a good pace here. I don't know the exact number, but he can't just sleepwalk in, man. He can't just sleepwalk in. 22.
Yeah.
It's the number of snaps that Josiah Trader played on Saturday evening.
Hey, you know what? I thought about that at first, but I didn't want to take the conversation there because I know how I get.
I'll take it there.
Hey, I know how it gets in here.
It's been going on, man. So let's
man. I do think you're starting to see like the slow progression of him being inserted back into like this like team in a way. 22 snaps, that's pretty solid. Obviously, no targets or anything, but if you really watch him out there, he was getting pretty active in the run game. He was trying to put guys on their back. So you can tell like there's a little bit more of like a synergy going on both sides of things where he's kind of, he's buying. I wouldn't say buying in because I'm not saying he was ever bought out, but you can just see like that effort is there, so I think you'll kind of continue to see him getting that rotation. Of things, but 22. So I'm gonna watch out next game. I'm gonna see if it gets up to like 25, 30. See if that part.
I'm already seeing it in the comments though. Now people aren't just happy. People are still, it's good he played, but now it's they ran too much when he was in, or they didn't target him. So like, I don't know that this discussion's ever gonna stop until until he actually has a great game or until he transfers. It's gonna be like that.
It's one or the other, huh?
It was double secret probation that he was allowed to play, but they weren't allowed to throw to him. That was that's what I heard it was.
Just like he was suspended earlier in the season, but was playing snaps in games.
I think this is like one of the biggest like open cases that I've ever seen. Like this is by far worse than the Ray debacle thing, man. Like this is like, like I've never seen it before. But hey, I again, like I said earlier, I think early in the year I said it's a long season, man. Like if we're a team trying to go to the ACC championship game and you're trying to make that run to the playoffs, like he may not be active right now, but it may be week 12 or it might be the ACC championship game. A guy gets nicked up, knock on wood, something happens, right? You're gonna need a guy like that, right? So I think it's pretty good to see him kind of getting up rhythm still. He's out there feeling like a part of the wins, right? And just continue it, man. I think he has that first big catch. I think that's where that confidence and just like that momentum kind of skyrockets. But we'll see. I promise you, I think things are different if he catches one of those passes against Notre Dame. I swear. I think we having a whole nother conversation if he catch that first post route and cribs it. I think that I think we might not even be talking about if he playing. He might be starting. He catch that pass because football, honestly, it's a momentum thing. Like it's a confidence thing. Like you catch that pass, like it just does something to you. I'm telling you, it just unlocks a whole nother like focus. But it didn't happen. So here we are. Here we are talking about 22 snaps.
Would you get him going with like screens, like just automatic, like get the ball in his hands and you don't have to worry about it finding him?
I mean, you can. I mean, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think someone like him, you give him like a reverse, even, something like that. Just get the ball in his hands, man, and just see what he does and just see how he builds that confidence after it. See how focused he becomes after that. Like, me personally, like that's how I play the game. Like early in the game, like I want the ball. I want to get that first catch. Like I want to get my mind like extremely focused. I just want to feel the ball. Pause. Pause. I just want to, get in the game. So I do think some receivers are like that, where they got to get the ball in order to kind of feel you know, like they're a part of the game plan. They're a part of, you know, they're impacting the game. Look at AJ Brown. You know, I mean, he signed $100+ million contract, and they're still kind of, you know, unhappy in ways about just like the production. Even though they're winning games, it's still like that factor of like, I feel like I'm the reason that we're gonna win the game. Like I want it on my shoulders, and that's kind of how a lot of receivers play it. You know, so I think maybe that's the type of personality he has, where if you don't get the ball, he just feels like he's just out there doing nothing. But as like I said, I think he's incorporating himself more into the offense now. He's doing his thing in a run game, and you know, you get rewarded for that thing. You know, you do get rewarded for that. So I'm curious to see this SMU game, and if he again gets another 22, 25 snaps, and you know, maybe
because you know what'll happen if he gets any less than that. Oh, he's back in the doghouse, huh?
Back in the doghouse. Check
He must have been suspended again.
What they gonna say? They gonna say that, you know what? They also he swung on Mario, or it's gonna be something else.
You know what? A couple people actually DM me saying they heard that he swung on an assistant coach, like, which was obviously completely false. But it just goes to show you what these conspiracies are crazy with him, man.
Yeah, man.
And look, we talk about it a lot, obviously, on the show, but we also reflect what's going on in the comments. Like, you guys understand that we get to, on this show, topic wise, what you guys are talking about passionately.
Yeah, I'm gonna say one thing, Pete, real quick, and I'm gonna piggyback after you just said. And this is so funny because what you just said is like crazy. If you remember when I went down LSU game and I didn't get back in the game, I remember looking at Twitter like after the game, going back, and people were like, "Oh, Amon cursed out Coach Rick at halftime, and he got suspended." And I remember me and Coach Rick was just like, "What the fuck?" We're just like, "Bro, what the hell?" Like,
man, it would take a lot to curse out Coach Rick, man.
I was like, damn, like me and Rick was like, kind of like, just like, people don't know what they're talking about sometimes. So it's some things I think people start to guess and assume based off just like way the game went or whatever, and they kind of try to put together a puzzle and they kind of run with it. But yeah, man, I was dying. I was like, that's far from what happened. As a matter of fact, they don't even know I'm never playing again. So I'm like, they don't even know like this is over with. But they're like, oh, he's suspended. You know, the offense was terrible, and Amon has something to say about it in the locker room. I heard, and I'm like, there was no talking in the locker room. We got whooped. Like everyone was mad, and like that was it. But yeah, you're right. People do guess, man. You get some crazy takes, I should say, these days.
What's the craziest thing that you mentioned that one that involved you? What's the craziest thing you heard from anywhere that you were like, man, that is so not true. That's crazy.
Off top of my head, I'm not sure. I do know like there's obviously talks of like you know, you got the thing where, you know, the reason why Brad Kaya like, you know, went to the pros. What else? You got you know, obviously the whole, you know, Sam Bruce situation, you know, like it's not as like cut and dry like people may think type of thing. Craziest thing, man.
That Rick one was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
I remember reading that too.
Yeah, I remember just people going crazy saying that I like went off on Coach Rick. Like me
now, George says you swung on him.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, bro. First off, you know, I'm the type of person like this. This how I operate, right? Yeah, that's what it was. They said I beat up Malik. They're tweaking. I'm like, I'm the type of person like you can be like older, right? Man, I'm never swinging on an old person, bro. Like that's just like, you feel me? If Coach Rick swung on me right now, like I'm gonna just get hit and just be like, chill out, coach, you tripping. I'm not gonna get in a full-on brawling match with, you know what I'm trying to say? Like it's just, some people will though, but that's not me. Like if anyone know me, like I just be chilling, bro. I would never swing on an old person, bro.
Like, have you been suspended this whole time? I thought it was a medical deal. Maybe you just got suspended for swinging on all these guys, and they did it like Jordan, where they don't say what the real reason is. You're gone.
Yeah, man. They said I was like, because I missed like obviously the rest of the season essentially until like it got announced Florida State game. But yeah, they were like essentially, you know, like, yeah, he's pretty much a piece of Yes, essentially, like I'm like, bro, like they're tweaking. But yeah, no, me and Malik were cool. Like we lived together. That's the funny part. Me and Malik were literally roommates. So it was just like, come on, bro. Like
The funny thing is, in today's era, I mean, after loss, you can't do it, but like that's one of those things. Today, guys are just like should just like post a selfie of themselves, like smiling when these rumors come out, man.
right.
You know that's not gonna happen in Miami and the social media stuff.
Yeah, man, we be laughing reading a lot of tweets. Like people, we just be laughing.
All right. Well, listen, Amon, you're the man. Always appreciate you joining us here on the CanesInSight Daily Podcast. Hopefully, get another victory show next week.
Yeah.
Talk about some receivers stepping up, and as always, man, appreciate you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. I look forward to this week. SMU on the road. I want to see how we come out. 12 o'clock game, right? Guys, it's going to be early. We can get the game out the way, get back home. So I do think we're going to continue what we saw in the last 2 quarters of last game into this game, and we'll hit the ground running. I think we'll be happy with the results. We just keep 1-0 every week, and just get to that ACC championship game, and then from there, it's another season at that point. So
can we go 1-0 in the first half, please?
Yeah, I would love it.
On the game.
I would love it, man. I want to see us start fast, finish strong, and get out of there with a dub, and look forward to what Syracuse, I think, even after that, or whatever it is at home. But so it's gonna be exciting. I'm ready. I'm ready to see what we do.
You cleared the air about this fight, Pete. That's we got to name that short. We got to do a reel, just like Amon clears the air of old rumor.
I'm gonna put Mark Richten him like in the boxing ring.
That's it right there. That's 1 million views right there, man. You gotta make that one happen.